This cast went from extremely likable to a lot of them being extremely unlikable. Molly Judas, I'm looking at you. Anyways, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 10, Episode 6. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Down below in the description box is where you will find the link to the Discord for the people who have been asking. Also, once you head over to the Discord, there are rules in place. This isn't just a free-for-all, okay? So if you want to stay a part of the community, you got to follow the guidelines, okay, guys? Don't get kicked out. People have been kicked out before, okay? Let's get into the actual episode. So there's a good bunch of awkward couplings for just coupling's sake. And one of them, which kind of threw me off, I can't lie, was Tyreek. I thought he was going to hold on just a little bit longer, but he's already showing his true colors.
I have to say you look amazing tonight.
Thanks.
I want the fake nails through my hair.
If Faye comes in tomorrow, that's a bit of me and she wants to get to know me, I'll get to know her. No.
You cannot compare two completely different people. What is that about?
Of course you can.
Are you actually mad?
Who makes me feel better?
Whitney, I'ma stay Delulu because you're my queen, okay? Jess, don't fall for it, girl. Don't fall for it. He's playing in your face. And Ella. See, this is why I was saying Ella should not be flattered with the whole friend zoning of Jess and then moving on to her and the kissing and the cuddling and all that stuff, because the way that he handled it, I was like, this guy is not serious. He's not serious. And lest we forget, Ella, that he forgot you when you met him not too long ago. And yes, your hair was different. It did look a little bit different to me. But I'm like, if you had enough banter for you to at least remember him, you'd think something about you would have been special then. And apparently it might still not be special if it just takes somebody new coming in and him to be like, let me weigh my options here. Like, I'm not expecting him to be committed to Ella. I don't even expect him to end this season committed to anybody. But the way that he's handling her right now, Ella, take note. Mitch, the soppy sap, poor baby, he immediately crumbled shortly after Molly picked him in the recoupling.
Jess might grab me last second, but I'd rather leave if Molly don't want me.
It was either you and literally...
Zach, Molly,
Yeah.
you are my number one.
I know I am.
You know that, don't you? That's fast.
I'm really struggling to understand what the producers were thinking in terms of lining up the women how they did, the picking order. I guess what they were trying to do was extend the triangle between Catherine, Zach, and Catherine, Judas, and Molly. But I feel like it would have been better to see Molly actually make the decision, because Molly had three choices: Sammy, Judas, Mitchell. And because Mitchell was already chosen and she knew Sammy was going to be chosen by Jess, of course she would choose, y'all know what I'm saying, child. Of course she would choose Mitch because she knew her other options were going to be saved by other women. So I'm like, no, put her in a place where she actually has to make a decision. Since it's giving very much Molly Island, let's make Molly make the decisions. Okay? And here you go, Mr. Mitchell, just kissing her knee and caressing her calves. And I'm like, she still feels the same. Her stance has not changed. You are not he is number one, but like, she ain't really treating him like number one. So I'm like, Mitch, stand up. Catherine and Judas, obviously this is pre-Judas's betrayal. He and Catherine are talking about how natural their connection is.
You can't even look in my eyes for more than 2 seconds. Look away and tell me to shut up. Look at me.
I can. Look. Cool.
Your gravity brings me back to you.
Stand up, girl. Stand up. This is why this man is taking you for idiot. This is why she is putting in his hands. And I'm like, yes, when it was great, I loved it. But now it's not great, so I don't love it anymore. Like, girl, please. I'm glad I'm seeing more of Catherine, but I hate that it has to be her being played. Like, what the hell? Like, oh my gosh. So for everybody who's going to say, see, I told y'all about Zach. I stand 10 toes down in what I said when I said those things. And now I'm standing 10 toes down in him being Judas. the betrayer. I was rooting for you because you were with Catherine. But now if you want to treat Catherine how you're treating her in this episode, done. I'm done. Mitch, not me turning into Molly. Mitch and Catherine are kind of in the same boat. I feel like they are both a catch, but because they are being so simpy right now, the people who they're partnered with can easily walk over them.
I'm not putting my guard on, I'm not closing myself off. I'm not doing that yet because it's way too early. So you don't have to like think that I'm like out of bounds, you know what I mean?
And then he's trying to straight away saying that obviously wants still to get to know and stuff like that.
He grabbed really quickly.
Idiot. But that's his age, he's 22.
Play a little hard to get, and that's it.
Not even hard to get, just chill.
Again, guys, what is wrong with my English today? Again with the age thing. Mitch, let it go. Oh my gosh. Like, if the age is that big of a gap to you, find somebody else. Same way we felt about Whitney. Andre's age is not going to change. So if it's going to be a hindrance for you, it's better you find a better connection or you wait until something better comes along. But like, Mitch keeps bringing it up and it's almost like undermining who you're with. And in my opinion, why would you want to be partnered with somebody who, you know, you feel that way about? You know, so I'm just like, drop it. It comes off as entitled. It's not cute. After a while, Mitch's appeal is really, 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 really wearing off. And I don't even know why I was appealed in the first place, because in my first impressions, I wasn't a fan of him, and I'm back to not being a fan. In the morning debriefs, we have a few storylines going on. Molly shares that she basically just likes having options, but her first priority is Mitch. She doesn't really show that, but that's what she says verbally. Then we have Judas, who's having second thoughts about Catherine. Essentially, he's saying, if I'm not fully invested, something's wrong. You know, you can't have doubts when you're pursuing somebody, which in theory, I understand, but you could voice that with Catherine. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have Jess, who's happy about the potential with Sammy. Girl, don't do that. And Whitney isn't comfortable cuddling with Meddy, but before you guys crucify my girl, I'm like that too. And ironically enough, my love language is physical touch. But the most significant relationship I've had with somebody, I found it really hard to cuddle with that person. Like, get off me, especially when I'm sleeping. Get off. So I feel her on that. Now, could Meddy be a factor? Yes, because we know homegirl just wants to stay in the villa. But it's not a direct correlation all the time. That's all I'm trying to say. Judas claims that he wants some clarity, and instead of figuring out where his doubts are, which is with Catherine, he's gonna go talk to Molly to see where her head is at. We see what you're doing. You want to see if you still have a safety net if you're to sack off your main squeeze.
I don't know, like, I feel like I'm definitely thinking about you a little.
I'm really glad you said that.
It's like, it's literally just that, and it's like, I'm definitely not getting annoyed seeing everyone else trying to talk to you, but it's like, damn, man, I should be pulling you for this chat.
The worst part about this whole situation is, you know, they kissed on this whole sneaky link thing, and it actually feels like Molly and Judas are sneaky links, you know? Like, this is happening right under Catherine's nose, and for the majority of the time, it seemed as if she knew, but this episode made it clear that a lot was going on without her knowledge, right? So seeing them together really does irk me, because she's trying to be understanding, but there's also things happening unbeknownst to her, right? So the group is sitting together, sans Judas and Molly. And essentially the guys are talking about Judas wanting clarity. And Catherine's like, hold on, what y'all talking about?
Molly wants to get to know him. And then he'll make a decision from there. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what he wants. He wants to know where Molly's head's at, bro. Because he's just hearing...
So he does then?
I'm getting the vibe from Zach that he's getting more like he's taking a liking to Molly a bit more and more. I do also feel like you like Zach more than he likes you, to be honest. That's how I feel.
It's too bad these two didn't try something, because they actually looked cute together. Just for a moment, they did. But yeah, I really feel for the girl because, you know, of course, you want somebody who's understanding and is allowing you some space to explore. But up until this point, Judas made it seem as if he was being clear with Catherine, and he wasn't. He wasn't. There's more investment in Molly than what he's portrayed, and she didn't know that. And now there's doubts with her, and she didn't know that. And he's telling everybody but her. Like, it's not a good feeling at all. I'm very happy these guys are just I don't know, they're dense or something, because I don't even know why you would have this conversation in front of the women. That's definitely a guy's chat, but okay. But that allowed Catherine to learn things that she probably wouldn't have heard until it was too late. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that these men have loose lips, because this ship is about to be sunk. And I love that for my girl Catherine, because you gotta. I'm so done with Judas. I'm so done. Can we for a moment just talk about Mitchell? Mitchell brought over some coffee for Molly and then asked Mitch if he wants some. Hold on. What did I say? What names did I say? You guys know what I'm saying. Come on now. Ask Judas if he wants some. And Judas says yes. And then Mitch actually goes and makes it for him. I mean, I get friendships. You know, people are friends in here. But I'm just like, you know he's pushing up on your girl, right? You know that, right? And you're just making it easy. Okay. That's your business. Andre and Ruchi are debriefing their, midnight kiss, their little rendezvous, and they are mutually pleased.
You're a good kisser as well. You're a smooth kisser. I said,
Now, I'm not pleased, and I didn't expect this. I was waiting to see some action between them. But now that I see it, I'm just like, no. I feel like Ruchi is more into Andre than he is into her. And now that he's getting some kind of attention from a woman that he is attracted to, it's not like he's not attracted to her. But the fact that he's getting attention, I think he's leaning into it. But I think as soon as somebody more his speed comes in, he's going to drop it like a sack of potatoes. It'd be one thing if he was like, okay, I'm open to exploring both connections. I actually feel like he's going to drop Ruchi. And I don't like that for her. I really don't like that for her. Yeah, I don't know how to feel, guys. I'm very mixed on this Andre Ruchi situation. I think, like, if I was to liken it to anything, it would be a holiday romance. It's going to be good for the time, but long lasting? I don't think so. There's clearly a rift between Jess and Molly, more so on Jess's side, and it has been growing and growing and growing under the surface.
You and Molly are the only two people that I want to chat to.
Yeah, no, I know you said that.
I defo do fancy you and I still want to chat to you. So.
Yep.
Like, you can't make eye contact.
I know.
And it went up to Jess, went, I'm more interested in you than Molly. And then she probably said that to you, hasn't he?
These two are the only blondes in the house, and they obviously have the same taste in the same men. We're not even going to get into that, okay? But objectively speaking, honestly, this is the God honest truth to me. Maybe it's because I'm not a white person, so my views on like white attractiveness is a little bit different. I look at them like the same. I look at Jess and Molly the same. And in terms of personality, I feel like they're both outgoing in the same way. There are moments where Molly's a little bit more demure and Jess is a little bit more Geordie Shore. I used to love that show. But like at the core, I feel like they're pretty similar. So I'm just like, I don't understand how Molly gets so much play and Jess is like an afterthought. Like it doesn't make sense to me. So some things happened in the challenge. I'm not going to talk about everything, just the things that stood out to me. We had Medi, who went in full on with the kiss with Whitney. Yeah. Then we had Sammy, who kissed Jess. I wasn't sure what he was going to do because Molly was there as well, but he did kiss Jess. The kicker, guys, the absolute kicker was Judas not only kissing Molly, but swerving Catherine in the process. Now that's some next level grimy. That is some next level grimy. And so after the challenge, of course, Catherine is fuming, rightfully so. She's upset. Molly's over there. I don't even know. I didn't even see it coming. I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh, like, girl. Don't get me started on my feelings about Molly. Don't get me started, guys. Don't get me started. But anyways, the evening comes, right? And I don't know what has possessed Judas to be as delulu as I am when it comes to Whitney, but he thinks he and Catherine are in a good place and he can still pursue Molly in the way that he has, even post-challenge.
I've never really been one to just play things safe. I feel like me and Catherine are in a really good position. If Molly made it very clear that nothing was happening, bro, there's no way I'd even attempt it, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said before, I felt like up until this point there has been transparency regarding Catherine. But clearly there hasn't. Clearly there has not. So I'm like boiling under the surface. I have to bring myself back and remember, girl, this is a TV show, okay? Oh my gosh, I have hiccups, guys. But for the most part, I'm upset. I'm upset for my girl, you know what I mean? And so Molly is here confused at, how the challenge panned out, but then is gonna go and have a conversation with Judas that is completely different to how she was portraying their connection in front of the women. This is the scariest type of person, guys. Scariest type of person. Scariest type of person. Because they're gonna act one way in certain spaces, act another way in other spaces. And then when confronted, tears. Your tears don't move me. If this heifer cries again over this specific situation, oh man, I'm gonna be livid. I'm actually going to be livid. Like, please, Molly, you started so high for me, and unfortunately, you're not beating the Lucy allegations. You are not beating the Lucy allegations. It's not cute. I'm really not rocking with this girl. Up until this point, Catherine has been asleep, but honey, she has woken up. Okay? She has awoken. And she's deciding to confront Judas and say, now what the hell is going on?
I just feel that the way you've went around things is basically completely opposite to what you've been saying to me.
Obviously, I'm not going to apologise for what sort of happened.
You're what?
I'm not going to say sorry. As selfish as it sounds, I was thinking about myself, honestly. Catherine, nothing has changed. If you want space from this, I'd completely understand it.
Okay, so I'm glad she spoke up. I am glad she spoke up, but I wanted her to deliberately say, is deliberately the word I want to say? I don't think so. I wanted her to directly say, oh, I'm done. I will not be treated the way that you have treated me. And quite frankly, I've given you a lot more grace than you are owed. So therefore, I'm out. And I hate that in this conversation, he almost put the ball back in her court as if he's still going to give them an equal opportunity when obviously your attention has been on Molly. We thought it was editing, but it seems like that's actually the case, So I'm just like, no, don't make yourself seem like the innocent one in this situation now. And this man's like, I'm not going to apologize. Catherine, that's when you should have been like, oh yeah? Bet. Because this man can't even notice what he's done wrong. And it's not the fact that he's exploring, but it's the fact that he thought he could take you for idiot and you were just going to sit there and take it. No, absolutely not. And thank God it is happening now and not later. There are 2 new bombshells coming. We're going to see how this shakes up the ranking of Molly. Because I feel like the people who are into her might be into them too. I'm interested to see how that goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll let you guys know if After Sun is worth a review. For me, probably not. Especially if it's centered around George. Probably not. But anyways, like I said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.